Welcome back to Sunrise. It is 6:17 a.m. and this means it's time for the Monday headlines with our girl T to the K for the start of the week.
Hey. Hello there, Miss Pearlie's grandson.
In the building, live and live in color. Good today, thank you. Nothing bad to report at this time.
Amen, amen. I wish I had that same news for Uno. I have some, but we will get into that. Mrs. Kitty, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Yes.
Why you learn from your fluency flex, you know?
Yeah,
can't say you're not learning, you know.
Hello. You have to learn.
Great morning to everyone out there, and of course our YouTubers. Yes. Good morning to you. So we start things off not so great. Prime Minister calls meeting of the National Security Council following gun attack. So the Prime Minister and Your Holiness has called a meeting of the NSC for today, August 12, 2024 at 9 a.m. The meeting will be convened to discuss a brutal gun attack on Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon on Sunday night. What was a night of enjoyment morphed into sorrow in Cherry Tree Lane, 4 Paths, Clarendon, when a bingo party turned into a bloodbath. After gunmen reportedly unleashed a hail of bullets, killing at least 8 people and 9 others being injured. A baby is said to be among the victims hospitalized. The Prime Minister advised the police to leave no stone unturned in bringing to justice the criminals who perpetrated the act. And Prime Minister and Your Holiness vows we will respond strongly. So that's my first headline for you this morning. Happened yesterday.
Sad, you know, and we want to send condolences to those persons who would have lost family members. And you know, when I hear these stories and I think about how great Jamaica is and Jamaicans are, this is just such a damper, you know, loss of lives, you know, unnecessarily. And it's just so sad that we have to go through this. And as Jamaicans, we have to do better, because MPG and TK, no matter what the government does, no matter what the private sector does, if as citizens we don't love each other, respect each other, no policy can make you not do these dastardly acts. You know what I mean?
And that is one part of it, Mistress Kitty. And the second part of it, when you talk about citizenship, we have a responsibility as citizens. I think that we have developed such a love for family members that when they begin to show signs of certain behaviors, we condone, we put up with.
Enable.
The truth of the matter is that we expect the government to respond strongly to a lot of these things that are happening in the country, and they should. But if you, the Clarendon, and you have an idea who do this, you can't expect Mr. Holness to left and up there, so come down here, so come fine. Like, if you know something, say something. You understand? We've gotten to a point now in our life where people need to take responsibility and understand, say, once you know who the perpetrators are, when they talk out on them out, man.
And that's not being an informer, by the way, because people will assume or say, oh, we're not being an informer. You're an informer, I guess, if you're in the gang and you're talking and you're giving information. But if I'm a citizen for good and I know something and I can help, because guess what? If it was your family member, you'd want somebody to say something.
Yeah, man.
You'd want somebody to help. Yeah, man. You know, but when I hear these things, it breaks my heart. And I'm just always saddened by it. Absolutely. Always saddened.
17 people impacted. It's crazy.
Mind-boggling.
Crazy. Next up, I heard you guys talking about our athletes, so let's move on to some sports. Has athletics moved on from bowls? So we saw this in the Observer. According to the World Athletics President, Sebastian Coe, an extraordinary group of athletes at the Paris Olympics has gotten some way in filling the void left by our very own legend, Usain Bolt. Bolt dominated the track during his stellar career. Talk since his retirement after the 2017 World Championships in London has always been about who might step into his shoes as the leading pin-up for the sport. But Coe insisted the narrative wasn't just about one athlete alone to fill the void. We are no longer a sport about one person, he told reporters in Paris on Sunday, all while praising Bolt. He said that one person transformed the popularity of our sport for a very clear period of time, and he consistently did that, but mark my words, other athletes will come through. I cannot remember a generation of more talented athletes. We've got none now. A greater bandwidth of talent across a broader range of disciplines than we've ever had in the sport.
Let us be clear. No one is indispensable, but some people are irreplaceable.
Yes.
Both are one done. There's no comparison. Mr. Cole, with the greatest of respect, okay, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
That's right.
You have to get 10 dozen athletes to replace one boss.
That's
and
right.
he can never be replaced. Because I kid you not, TK, when Bolt was on the track, the world stood still.
Yeah, he did.
Nobody breathed for 10 seconds or 9.58.
Good.
See ya?
We could make it very clear. The void still exists.
Yes.
If it was an American void, then we don't keep it empty for a very long time. The hungry reason why we desperately are trying to elevate somebody else and try to get them to fill the legend's shoes is because he is not an American. That's just the truth.
But my thing is too, though, MPG, nature abhors a vacuum. But Bolt, listen, the vacuum, no shoes can't put. All right, my thing is just allow the man to be on his pedestal and just go and work. Because even the other people will jump on a prance and a up and a skip. I'll know.
The name not calling.
Boss favor boss. Dan favor Dan. Big up Bolt.
To be fair to President
One. Anything as a carbon copy. Mr. Cole, sit down. I just cooperate.
To be fair to President Cole, he did say it's not about replacing, because Bolt to track is like Muhammad Ali to boxing. It's
like
just someone who completely changed the landscape of the sport. But
we can't
move on. Right now, we want Bolt would mind him just come out and say, I'm back. Hey! Mr. Bolt, I will carry your shoes, sir.
Enjoy your retirement, sir. Please and thanks.
Maybe he wants to come out of retirement. Can you allow him if he so chooses?
Let's go. We're still in sports, though. I have another one for you. This one is interesting. Stephen Francis considers social media ban for athletes during track season. MVP Track Club head coach Stephen Francis says he might implement a no social media policy for his athletes during track season moving forward. Speaking with Observer Online in Paris on the final day of the Olympic Games on Saturday, Francis said, I believe I'm going to try to implement a policy for the athletes to delete social media before they start competing. It's too much of a distraction and they spend too much time on their phones. Francis made the comment while discussing plans for young athlete Tia Clayton, who was the only Jamaican to reach the women's 100-meter Olympic final.
Very plausible. I think that, obviously, and people, they're adults and you're not my parent. When you are representing your country at an Olympics, it's not about you, it's about the country, it's about the job that is at hand. I have found that our athletes, it's too much play, listen, you need to focus. All of the baby ear them will lie down and they lash them so you can't see good, because it create a shadow over your eye. Take off the lash. You see, when you win the gold medal, you can put on any gurgle, anything you want to put on. But for the moment, TK, I tend to find that it's too much gallivanting. It's coming off a little bit too flippant. What I would love for our athletes to do, sit down, watch your opponent, watch the other people, see what them do, go and train. And also that mystique also helps so that them can study you. You understand? After we achieve what we're supposed to achieve, then we can gallivant, have fun. But I do understand what Mr. Francis is saying, because a lot of times social media, because when you should be focused and zoned in, your human beings all are we. And if somebody is saying something bad, it can affect your whole output. It can affect your mental health. It can affect your vibe. So you need to pretty much be sequestered and just be alone and focus on the goal, which is to get the goal.
Absolutely. I agree. I know that there is a paradigm shift. I know that things are changing and we have a responsibility to adapt and to change with it. I feel like as we're having this conversation, there has to be the piece about training as well, because you cannot expect from somebody something that they're physically or psychologically incapable of. You know what I mean? And we take a lot of things for granted, but it's really a new landscape that we're trying to navigate at the moment. So I feel like as a part of the preparation for and how you treat with while you are in, you know, they can have that conversation and let the athletes know what their expectations are.
And also, MPG, it's not unique to track. So, for example, for football, you know, when you're going to have a match, you can't have your wife or you can't have, you know, at dealings, right? Adult dealings at that time. You have to eat a certain way. So sports come with a certain discipline. That's why it's not for everyone. You have to have on your blinkers. You have to focus. There are certain things you cannot do. You can't go to party. You can't go and drink. So somebody could argue, but I'm an adult, I'm supposed to can drink. But no, the nature of your job does not allow that. So the average person, me average, we there, so me not have them restriction there, and even with our job, we have restrictions, right? So we have to be here early in the morning. I can't be up until 2 a.m. You have to go to bed early. You get what I'm saying? So everybody's job or their sphere comes with different rules. And you just have to operate under those circumstances if you want the best result. Because as MPG said a while ago, there's a paradigm shift. Some men say, yes, it shifts. See, they would have a medal that we would normally get. Because remember Merlin, I never have that. Juliet Cuthbert never have that. And even if you see an athlete doing something, it doesn't mean that you can do it. Make your name first.
That's it.
Stamp your class first. And then you can do what you want to do. But until then, just focus. Focus.
Makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. And I'll definitely have more for you.
Yeah.
7 o'clock for the news.
Yes, my love. Thank you so very much. And coming up next, we're going to be bringing a little French cuisine, yes, to the quichon. Breakfast is served right here after the break. Bonjour, boulangerie.
It is the accent for me.